Hello, everyone. So how does the style of President Trump's first address to Congress compare to his past speeches?
For more, we're joined now by communications consultant Alita Guillen. Okay, so Alita, the president, he was measured, much more measured than we used to. He had an upbeat tone. He wasn't yelling.
No.
He stuck to the teleprompter. And it sounded like he was actually trying to be more like a conventional president.
It sounded that way. Was that because he had a teleprompter and he could kind of lock in and say the words that were given to him and no one was kind of throwing him for a loop? That might have been kind of the case.
He also sounded rehearsed, too.
He did. He sounded a little more rehearsed. You know, right now people are talking about him and saying he did so well. He did so well. I mean, my feeling is he had a teleprompter. He was in a controlled environment. There weren't a lot of questions coming at him. He didn't. We didn't elicit any emotion for him to kind of snap out of his, you know, routine of just locking into the teleprompter and reading what was on there. So, yeah, a little rehearsed, and we should expect that from him. He's a man who spent, what, 10 to 15 years on television.
Yeah.
He should do well in this environment.
He has a particular speech pattern, which tends to be simple vocabulary, simple sentences.
Yes.
As he makes the shift into being more presidential, did he stick with that tonight?
I think he did. I think he did. He speaks in very simple words, as you mentioned. Two syllables per word, sometimes three, but not very often. He keeps it toned down and simplifies it. I think that's effective for him. More people understand him. They relate to him. They feel like he's talking to them and not talking above them. So that works for him. He is an effective speaker. He really is.
Okay, let's get in our time machine. Let's head back 8 years for a reminder of President Barack Obama's first address to a joint session of Congress.
Okay.
If we come together and lift this nation from the depths of this crisis, if we put our people back to work and restart the engine of our prosperity, if we confront without fear the challenges of our time and summon that enduring spirit of an America that does not quit, then someday, years from now, our children can tell their children that this was the time when we performed. In the words that are carved into this very chamber, something worthy to be remembered.
Okay, now I know we've seen a lot of it already, but let's just compare that to, you know, a sort of an inspirational moment which President Trump had during his speech.
Each American generation passes the torch of truth, liberty, and justice in an unbroken chain all the way down to the present. That torch is now in our hands, and we will use it to light up the world. I am here tonight to deliver a message of unity and strength, and it is a message deeply delivered from my heart.
Yeah, this is one of those moments where I thought Donald Trump was really outside of his comfort zone. He does not do stirring, uplifting speeches particularly well. He's the guy at the end of the bar who talks like everybody else in the room, and when he does this, it seems kind of awkward.
Right, it does. You know, one of the most effective ways to speak is to be authentic. And for the most part, Donald Trump speaks authentically because he speaks words that he thinks of, he speaks off the cuff. I think what you're feeling here is that doesn't feel authentic to you because you don't hear him speak like that very often.
Well, it felt very authentic for Obama, though.
Yes, it did, but Obama spoke like that whether he was speaking to you directly in an interview or he was speaking in a speech. So he didn't really change how he spoke depending on the circumstances.
And I'll ask you, Michelle, to pass me the maple syrup for my pancakes.
Yes. Let's play another clip from tonight's speech with President Trump, where again he takes a stab at this kind of rousing oratory.
When we fulfill this vision, when we celebrate our 250 years of glorious freedom, we will look back on tonight as when this new chapter of American greatness began.
Will his supporters like it?
I think they will. He's a salesman, and if it works, he will continue with this. If tomorrow more people like him because he said that, we will hear more of that.
So he'll respond to basically the positive feedback that he'll get, and he is capable of changing?
I think he is. he certainly has the tools to be a very effective communicator. Whether or not he does that is really up to him. I think that the way he spoke tonight is probably what many people were hoping for or expecting a month ago, and he didn't do it. So we'll see what happens from here on. I mean, this could be a turning point for him, or tomorrow he could go back to
Twitter Trump.
Yeah, we don't know. We'll see.
This was teleprompter Trump. We may have Twitter Trump tomorrow.
Yeah, but tomorrow's going to be interesting.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. It was
Thank
great,
you.
great
Thank you.
conversation.
Thank you very much.